What's the news? Yo, somebody said I'm 6 minutes late, coach. Nah, man, you gotta do me some justice, bruh. Humans. Oh, Jake, I sent you the link. Hold on, let me see. Hold on, let me resend you the link, Jake. Hold on. Technical difficulties, fellas. We have some things to talk about. It's technical difficulties. Hold on 1 second. Someone said 6 minutes late. Could have sworn I sent you the link, Jake. You said, hi, Coach Carr. Do I remember the Oakdale band? Man, I love the Oakdale band. I love the Oakdale band. I ain't lying. Jake, I resent the link. Get up in here. You know, the people want to hear Coach Carr's opinions. They want to hear my thoughts. And by the way, somebody talked about me in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Somebody talked about me in Vegas. I'm about to go live on TikTok too, y'all. I'm gonna go live on TikTok one time for the people that, you know. I'm about to go live on TikTok. I gotta go live on TikTok. So the world they want to hear the opinions and the views of Coach Carroll. Might have to go listen to the phone charge. Yo, we in here. We just wait. We waiting for Jake in here. I'm trying to get my stuff set up, y'all. My bad. I'm trying to get my stuff set up around here. I gotta excuse Coach Carl, man. We're gonna get into this false inversion Reardon game. Everybody wanna hear this. Everybody wanna see it. Everybody wanna be it. Be a part of it. Oh my goodness. Lord have mercy. I'm trying to get my stuff together, y'all. Lord have mercy. We're gonna talk about this false inverse Reardon game. Y'all, I'm live on YouTube right now for the people that's trying to hear me. Yo, I'm live on YouTube right now. Waiting for Jake, man. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Everybody want to know who I'm going for. We're going to talk about that. We're going to break down the science. Trying to break down the science. Hold on. Break down the science of this joint. Y'all share this joint. We're going live right now on YouTube. Dang, I'm trying to fix this camera angle and stuff, man. Stuff acting like some bull crap. Reardon Folsom is gonna be good, y'all. And I'm waiting for Jake to hop up in here. I don't know what's going on, brother Jake. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to get my stuff together. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. I'll bring them people up in here so we can talk about it. There it is. There go the OG. There it is. There goes the OG. I'll bring them people be asking about the OG. There go the OG. There it is. Oh, yeah, the background noise. You got me on somewhere else too, Jake?
Hold on. Let me close it. There we go.
Background noise.
No, because I had the computer and this one, but I'm just using my phone. It's easier.
It's easier? Oh,
yeah.
Not bad for the technical difficulties, though.
It's all good. We're here.
Yeah, we got 20 people right now watching and listening to us right now already. Everybody want to talk about the Reardon versus Folsom game. It's exciting. Everybody want to know who I'm going for too.
Of course.
Everybody would have gone where I'm going for. There was a lot of good section football, though, for sure. There was a lot of good section football, guy. There was a lot of good section football. And it was competitive all the way down from D1 to D6. D7, I believe it goes up to. But it was competitive. It was competitive right there. So yeah, man. So we're gonna get into it, man. We're gonna get into it. So I was really sad when Oakdale lost. Yeah, man, them boys fought their heart out. Humans 1297. They fought their heart out for sure. They for sure fought their heart out. But it was human. Hey man, Oakdale did what they were supposed to do, guy. You can't be too mad about them. They did what they were supposed to do. It was a good game. Shout out to Oakdale and the community, man. I will be back in the corral. Please believe and let it be known. But anyway, we're here to strictly talk about Folsom versus Reardon.
Let's do it.
So I think this Folsom versus Reardon game is going to be big time, showtime. I wouldn't even be surprised if ESPN wanted to broadcast this game, and bring the lights out, because the game, I think, is that big time, for sure. Folsom versus Reardon is big time, biggest game in Northern California. I think it's going to be a California classic, for sure. My nitpick with this is, because everybody know I like picking on Ryder Line or whatever, but my biggest nitpick is can Ryder Line respond to a quarterback that's able to compete with him on his level? And his name is Money Making Mitch. I call him Money Making Mitch, but his real name is Michael Mitch Jr. out there at Reardon. And I don't know if you had a chance to really watch him play, but yeah, he is a phenomenal quarterback. He just decommitted from Vanderbilt, and he committed to Stanford. And he's a star quarterback, and they also got some great weapons over there, good wide receiver and running back. But this is probably this is probably going to be Ryder Line's most competitive quarterback play, because he's going to go against the quarterback.
Besides Mission Viejo.
Besides Mission. But just speaking on the North Coast, because he's finally going to get a quarterback that can throw a dot with him. Like, man, Ryder just came from throwing a touchdown pass, and now he already threw a touchdown pass, so he ain't going to have time to put his helmet down. And I think it's going to be a box office game. I think it's going to be like a shootout, like how Wood Creek and Oakdale was. I think it's going to be the battle of less turnovers, and I think it's going to come down to who has the ball last. And I'm excited to see this, because, again, there hasn't been no quarterback in the D1 northern section of California that could compete with Ryder throw for throw outside of Michael Mitch Jr., a.k.a. Money Making Mitch, and the quarterback at Pittsburgh, Brother Carlos, which is a phenomenal talent, a phenomenal, great young man as well. And so I just want to see what Ryder Line does. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it's going to be a showcase, bro. I want to see what he does against a quarterback that can go dot for dot with him.
Well, I think that's going to be part of it, right? So Reardon being able to put up, points in the air. But I think one of the things that ends up happening when you get these like two spread teams play each other like this, they both have good quarterbacks, they both have good athletes. And it kind of happened to us in our game yesterday. When that spread team decides that they're going to run the football, how many bodies are you going to have to put in that box to stop them? And the answer, the answer that most coaches want is the least possible. So if Reardon, I don't know if they run odd or an even defense, but if they can stop the Folsom running game with 5 guys in the box, and they're physically good enough to do that, then they're going to be able to drop some more guys and run different coverages and do some things to frustrate Ryder. And if they can't, then they're going to have problems. And on the flip side for Folsom, it's going to be the same thing. You know, how many guys you're going to have to put in the box to stop that powerful Sarah running game. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of the strategies that both coaches come up with to stop each other.
It's going to be, because I'm going to be attending that game. That's going to be a California classic.
Oh yeah, I'll be there. Bay Area reunion, man. I got all the guys that coached for me when I was in Belmont. My DB coach Al Elzy, who's got his son Chase, is one of the running backs for Reardon now. So I think he's number 27. Shout out to Chase. It was our ball boy when I was at Carlmont. They got some talent, man, and physically up front, they have some big dudes on the offensive line. So it's going to be a very interesting matchup.
I'm afraid to go, and you know what I'm saying, I'm nervous to go because I will be rooting for Folsom this game. And a lot of people, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, is going to be like, what? They're in shock. You know, all jokes aside, though, you know what I'm saying, man, throughout this whole football season, man, I learned to like that damn kid, man. I ain't going to lie to you. I learned to like him, you know, more. Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. He can play. Maybe if you go stand right where the goalposts are, like kind of where the jump pits are.
Yeah.
And you'll be, so it's like you're impartial. Maybe you'll be able to do your content and stuff without getting cursed at.
Yeah, I ain't trying to get, you know, I ain't trying to get cursed at. You know what I'm saying? You know, I learned to like Ryder more. So I'm really going for Folsom. And plus, you know, this is Ryder's, you know, last few games before he goes on his mission. And, you know, and I want him to win it all, win state, man. You know, a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, criticize and take everything that I do, Jake, and stuff out of context. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the media and everything, you know, they do, you know, what they want to do with it. Because, you know, I mean, like I said, I was at the Pittsburgh game, first Cardinal Newman. Bro, kids just running up to me. Why do you hate Ryder? Why do you hate Ryder? I've never said nothing bad or I've ever talked down on Ryder Lyons. I've never talked down on him. People not understanding what I was doing. I was just throwing stones at everybody that loved him so much. And I tell people all the time, the main purpose of my content is to give young athletes under the radar some spotlight. Like I had told you with the DB number 12 at Manteca. And I don't know if you saw me when I posted him getting that interception and saw how passionate I was when he, you know, he got that. That is the real thing. That is what I'm actually trying to do. One of the players at East Union came up to me and he sent me a text message, man, Coach Carl, thank you for everything that you have done. And I'm like, bro, that is the effect that I'm trying to draw. Jake, is it not the best way of going about things? No, but you got to say something to get the people to look. So when I sat there and said Ryder Lyons wasn't the best quarterback, I'm rage baiting everybody to come on my page to really come and see, hey, bro, there's other good kids over here.
Yeah.
Why are y'all not talking about them?
People got to understand that in this age that we live in now, things like this, podcasts like this, and then all the subsequent posts on TikTok and all that stuff, every little bit helps, especially, you know, there's areas that are considered kind of recruiting hotbeds, right? Orange County, SoCal, that, you know, parts of Texas, parts of Louisiana, parts of Florida. This is not necessarily a recruiting hotbed. We do get some guys out for sure, but not to the extent of those places. And so anything that we can do, and you're doing a great job of it, and people need to recognize, like, dude, this is the way of the future. This is one of the ways that we get some of our local kids out in front of the people that they need to get out in front of. So they should send you a thank you as opposed to.
Yeah, bro, they should be thanking me Now, granted, I just started this 90 damn days ago. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. It's a new face, and people starting to learn me because when people meet me in person, they be like, "Bro, Coach Carl, you the coolest dude in person. You're so genuine." I said, "I am, bro. Y'all don't go do the homework like Jake." There was some people you had said something, and people was in the comments, and I replied back like, "Bro, did you watch the live? The clips are to get you to watch the live."
Mm-hmm.
People's attention spans are so damn short that they don't try to get, the actual understanding of everything.
Hey,
But
the famous saying in football, and it's 100%. It's true in a lot of things, right? Everybody wants to hold the baby. Nobody wants to watch the labor, and that's the sad reality, man. Is that and look, maybe, and I say this with all respect, right? Maybe the parents and the fans and all of the hangers on and everything else, maybe they shouldn't be expected to understand everything that happens during the course of the week, or all the ins and outs, or why you don't play a certain kid, or why you don't throw a certain guy the ball, or whatever. But I think when it rises to the level of disrespect for people that are working, especially coaches that are working for peanuts, to try to help their kids, that's kind of, and we're really lucky at Granite Bay. Like, we have a phenomenal parent group and support, and we don't get a lot of negativity. But there's some places, man, where I mean, they catch it, they get it really good.
and I'm helping selling games.
Yeah.
You believe it or not, bro? I'm helping selling games, bro. That Manteca and St. Mary's game, bro. People DM me, bro. Where's the game? I gotta go. I'm like, man, the Reddit should be writing me a goddamn check. Shoot,
Wouldn't be a bad thing. I could use one.
Yeah, with all this promo. But to get back to Folsom versus Reardon, though. But yeah, man, I just really want to see what Ryder does with a quarterback that can go dot for dot with him. And I tell people all the time, Ryder Line's kryptonite is short quarterbacks.
Well, we played. So I mean, I know, and I did all the scout stuff and everything else, and obviously, like, that didn't work out great. But we don't have the physical ability that Reardon has, and the firepower Reardon has, and the depth that Reardon has. So, at the end of the day, I look at it and I go, I've watched Folsom quite a bit, 10 games worth, or something like that, and I know a lot about Reardon. I've known Nadir for a long time. He's a really good, respected coach in the Bay Area and the Peninsula, and does a fantastic job of getting guys out and making connections with college coaches, and then on top of that, like, really coaching the game really well and teaching guys how to play football the right way. So if I have to pick, at Folsom, I mean, Folsom by a hair, and only because it's at Folsom. Now, that game can easily go the other way, but I'll go Folsom by a hair at Folsom. If it was in San Francisco, then I would flip my pick.
You would flip with that. First of all, the Reardon's facility, they ain't got enough people to fit nobody over there, man.
No, you know where they would play it? They would. I already know what they were going to do, because it was being discussed in all the publications. They were talking about playing it at Kezar.
Yeah, I heard that.
And that's what they would have done. They would have played it at Kezar, and I got people blowing me up already. How can you pick Folsom? And I love all my people in the Bay, man. I love all those guys, and they've done a fantastic job of kind of breaking the Sarah stranglehold on the talent, and they've made the WCAL fun again, because it was becoming, kind of Sarah and everybody else, especially with some of the San Jose schools like Valley Christian and Bellarmine have really fallen off. And Reardon has really kind of taken up that mantle. And so when I say Folsom by a hair, that game can go either way, just like that.
I'm telling you, it's the last man who gets the ball.
Well, it's that, and then think about this too, right? And because you're up here, and especially now the officiating crews have really been whittled down to the people that the association thinks are the very best, right? Because you've only got very few games left, and so they're putting together these all-star crews of officials. You're not going to tell me that at Folsom up here, and who knows, maybe they get a crew from somewhere else. Sometimes I've seen with these NorCal games, they'll actually go get an NCS crew that's supposed to be impartial. So that could happen. But it'll be interesting to see how the officiating goes.
Who's the white hat?
Who's the white hat? Where are they from? Because you can say what you want about all of that stuff, man. But the reality is they're human beings.
Yes, JMO, I got Folsom winning. Yeah, I got some Folsom players in the live on the TikTok. So I got him win.
Look, and the only reason I picked is, like, we've talked about this before. Like, I don't want to come on here and say, like, I would love for Reardon to win, right? I love those guys and they're great, but I'm up here. And Folsom, for all of their issues and faults, are, representing all of us in our area. And, and Paul Doherty has done, like a really good job. I think at home, like that much. So,
and the matchup I really want to see, I want to see Sanai Thomas, the wide receiver over there at Reardon. He got 17 touchdowns.
Yeah,
he's definitely one of the best receivers in NorCal for sure. And I want to see him match up against Jason Hill.
Is that number 2 for Folsom?
No, number 2 is JMO. Jason Hill's number 19. He's our corner.
Yeah.
I would say Daniel Eagleton. He's number 24, but they put him more at safety, which I think he is a better corner. But again, I'm not the coach there. That's just me speaking my opinions. But for the most part, I want to see that matchup. I want to know if Jason Hill can guard Sanai Thomas, because Sanai Thomas he's a dog wide receiver. I think he got like 850 receiving yards, almost 900 receiving yards as well. So I ain't gonna lie to you. I want to see that 2 matchup. A lot in the corner.
The other thing that I wouldn't sleep on, and that, because a lot of times, like for me, because I'm involved in this and I kind of see all the ins and outs of it, everybody's talking about like the receivers and this and that. Reardon's got a pretty good run game out of that. Like run like a 20 personnel spread.
Oh, Big Boy Brown.
Yeah, man. And our boy Chase, Thunder and Lightning. And so what may end up happening, you may see those guys.
Big Boy Brown running through everything, boy. That's the thing. But I will say this. When Folsom wants to actually tackle, they will tackle. I watched them. When they decide, hey, we're going to tackle and you're not going to beat us by running the ball, they're going to do that, because they did that with Trail. They decided, hey, you're not going to run this damn football. And they also did it with Oak Ridge too. But that boy Brown is he's like a bowling ball.
Yeah.
Hits the hole because I had watched him play versus Sarah, which I wish I was at that game, man. It was a big game. And I'm watching him, bro. He had the game in and touchdown over there. Bro, he's a true bowling ball. You talking about a Trent Richardson, Alabama prototype.
He's very good, man. He's very good. And he's not the only dude they hand it to. They got a couple guys that can do some stuff. And that offensive line is a bunch of big, good-looking kids. And here's the other thing, like, because I don't like to be a hypocrite, right? We say Monterey Trail and Oak Ridge. Monterey Trail and Oak Ridge, at the end of the day, are good public schools, right? That they may have a few transfers. Oak Ridge maybe a few more than Monterey Trail. They kind of get a few of the mountain area kids there that decide to magically end up at Oak Ridge, but nothing compared to the 2 teams that are going to play. You got 2 schools that are actively and unashamed bringing in dudes, a lot of dudes. And so it's going to be a battle between 2 teams that have very, very good football players that are there for a reason. And so it's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be a very good matchup. Very good matchup.
Yeah, it's going to be a good matchup. And then Reardon also has a DN that's a junior, DJ Sanchez. He has about like 13 sacks. I think he's going to definitely get back there, and I think he'll be a bug to Ryder. But like I said, bro, I want Ryder to succeed, bro. I'm not I'm not going against him this game. Like I said, this is his last game before he go. I mean, not his last game. God forbid it. Don't let it be his last game. But he got 2 more guaranteed games before he goes on to his mission, and having to sit out with no football, that can also be depressing. And you don't want to be reminiscing.
Is he doing, or is it, I had heard different versions of that where he was actually going to go, because they don't always do that, right? Sometimes they can actually forego their mission and go play right away. Is he going on his mission? Do you know that?
Let's actually, guys, is Ryder actually going on his mission?
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard.
They said he actually was.
Okay, so, I believe it. If you're devout in the LDS, you go. That's what you do.
Yeah, someone just texted me and said yes, he's actually going to do it. He said, yeah, he's going in January, I believe. Okay, yeah. So I want him to get his rings on, get his. Okay, yeah. So Eagleton said yes, he's actually going. So yeah, bro, I want him to end it off with a bang. I know I've been trolling him and bothering him a whole lot, but I want him to end it off in a bang. I ain't gonna lie to you.
It's going to be good, man. We're going to go. I got a bunch of guys coming from the Bay, different friends of mine, even from the Central Valley. Like, we're going to have a big old reunion. And
you think that game is going to be packed? You think they're going to really San Francisco really going to come up here?
Oh, yeah. Oh, dude, people from because here's the thing. You got to understand something. You've got at Reardon, you have now a pretty significant alumni base. You got a lot of people, and Reardon's been very good at basketball for a long time. They were good at football. Like, different points in time, they've had little hot spots where they've been good here and there. Those people have been dying for some success, and so you're going to get a pretty significant contingent. And then you got like a lot of Poly kids on that team, and the Poly families are going to come and rep and be there for their kids. And then, of course, you got a lot of people up this way too that have relatives in the Bay, and guys like me that are transplanted. So there's going to be quite a few people there on the visitor side at Folsom.
I don't know what side I need to go to, boy. I'm scared to go to this goddamn phone.
And right to the goalpost, so you're impartial. You got to be like Pontius Pilate, man. Wash your hands and just stay right there.
It's the entrance for me, Jake.
Wear a disguise. You wear a disguise.
It's the entrance, because look, I went to the damn because I ran into some Folsom coaches. One Folsom coach actually dapped me up. Man, bro, he knew it was love. He understood it. And then there was another Folsom coach that looked at me up and down and looked at me crazy side eye, and I was like, "Come on, man, come on, dude." Now, like I said, I've never, and Jake, you've seen my content. I've never talked down on any kid. Never.
No,
you know what I'm saying.
Are we going to do a teaser on any of the other games, like the Wood Creek or any of those? We're going to leave those alone for tonight.
No, people was asking the opinion on St. Mary's versus Sarah.
That can give you close and personal on that one.
I'm gonna start off with this because, again, I want the people to know. I always favor my bigger fan base, regardless if they lose or not. So, Sierra's going to beat the dog piss out of St. Mary's, and this shit it's going to be a sad day. And I'm going to tell you this right now, but it's going to be a sad day because I'm going to tell you right now, they ain't got nobody in that front seven that's going to tackle Zay Singleton. You talking about a strong running back. You talking about a team that Sierra is, man, their coaching staff is brilliant. They're not. Now, granted, St. Mary's does have a lot of fight in them, and all the games they won, they came back. That's one thing I will say. St. Mary's does not give up. That is one thing I will say. They do not give up.
Oh, yeah.
But this Sarah team they're going to go against, they haven't faced. Sarah has played against real competition. Real competition all year round.
Yeah.
All year. When you look at St. Mary's strength of schedule, and you look at their schedule, they haven't really bumped heads with real competition. Sarah played Bosco. They played Folsom. They played Bosco while it was number 1, by the way. So they played them at the peak.
Yeah.
They played Folsom. You know, they had to play De La, and they played Reardon twice.
Yep.
Yeah. I just want to go ahead and throw that out there because, you know, you can't really say too much.
I mean, I can say here's what I can say. Like we played them on Saturday, and we could have gone into the locker room up 31-14 if not for a couple of little mistakes that we made. But we don't have anywhere near the depth that Sarah has, and so what St. Mary's did with us, which was very matter of fact, was they decided that they were going to run the football with us kind of spread out. And with the guys that we had in the box, we were not able to stop them effectively. Sarah can put 5 guys in that box that can control that one back run game. And if they do that, St. Mary is going to have a difficult time.
I'm trying to tell you, that quarterback ain't seen real pressure. Right, that Sierra front 7 had Ryder Lyons sweating in the beginning of that game, which was a close game, by the way.
They're good. They're very good.
Right, that front 7 is that joint pressure. So you better switch up this route tree and start running more slants and hitches because you out here just waiting for that long ball, bruh. That front 7 is coming, and they're moving furniture. Shout out to Sarah, man. Shout out to the Walsh family. Man, they some great people. Every time I go to Sarah, man, they always show me love. They always support my content, man. And I got nothing but love with Sierra High School, bro. I really love that school, bro. It's always good vibes, good people. You know what I'm saying? And I'm rocking with Sarah real heavy on that game. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No, he's been doing a good job for a long time, and they will make adjustments if they need to. And I think if you flip it on the other side of it, St. Mary's early on, we kind of got our very good running back, Isaiah Ene, who's headed to South State. He got out in the open early on, and they decided to put, sometimes, no lie, 10 guys in the box, sometimes like 10 and a half. The free safety was making tackles. And we hurt them at times with that, but not enough. If they try to do that to Sarah, the scoreboard is going to light up because they will be able to make them pay for it. And I think that will be the difference. They're going to have to play them straight up. And in a straight up game, I don't think they have the physical talent to hang with Sarah for 4 quarters.
The boys is too physical.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately it comes down to the quality of athlete, right? It's went back to what we talked about is, can I hand the ball to, can I have 5 offensive linemen and 1 running back and everybody else spread out and still make yards? And the answer is yes, if I can block the guys that you put up there to stop me. I think Sarah can put 5 guys up there to stop the run effectively and leave everybody else back. And now what are you left with? So my point is, I don't think you can sell out on defense against a team like Sarah. Like, you're going to have to play straight up, and that's going to be difficult. Like, they did not play straight up against us. They said, we're going to stop that running back no matter what, beat us on the pass. And we did quite a few times. They try to do that to Sarah. It's going to be a very rough for them.
That front 7 is mean, boy. That's a consistent front 7.
Yeah, they're good. Very good.
I got Sarah 35-21.
Yeah. And I think, I'm sure we'll probably come on here maybe later in the week or something with the Wood Creek. But Wood Creek's got an interesting game up at Sonora. Roseville's got a really interesting game in Oakland against McClymonds. That's going to be pretty interesting. And you got a couple other ones that are.
We can talk about that. I just wanted to just really, because that's the bigger game. Just get the bigger game out the way so I can clip it up. But 2 of the best quarterbacks in Northern California in the D1 division.
It's going to be very good. They're going to sell a lot of tickets on GoFan. A lot of tickets are going to sell to that one, so it'll be good. It's good for the area. It's good for both sections, and then really what we want to get the best representatives from NorCal to go.
The best. We want the best. And I like I said, I love Reardon and their program. And that coach is really doing some new things over there. And
He is. He is. Shout out to Adir and shout out to my good friend Al that's over there helping him and all the other guys. Wish them the best and hope to see those guys on Friday when it's all done.
you got a score prediction for this California Classic?
For the Folsom Reardon?
Yeah.
Man. A score probably in the mid 30s. I'll say 35-34 Folsom just for fun, but that could easily be flipped too. So
Man, it could be flipped the other way. I think it's going to go to who has the ball last and can Folsom slow down that running game. They don't have to completely stop it, but if you can stop that running game on key moments.
Yeah, I agree.
Key moments. Yeah. Because but the last thing is, do you think Reardon would be able, before we get off, do you think Reardon will be able to handle this type of spotlight?
Oh yeah, man. When you play in the WCAL, and I think I needed to go back and look at their preseason. I know they played some pretty good teams. So they played Pittsburgh, right?
Yeah.
And they beat them in Pitt, and we know Pitt. No, I don't think the moment's going to be too big for them. I think they do a very good job in terms of not just the preparation as far as the X's and O's, but they do a good job with the mental preparation. One of the things about Adir, he doesn't do a lot of this. He's very much here. And that's important for kids, man. Kids don't need to see you. I was really bad at that early in my career, is too bombastic and too fiery. They need somebody that can be consistent all 4 quarters and be thinking and, and keeping their emotions in check. And I think he'll do a really good job with that.
Damn. Yeah, man. I'll be at this California Classic.
Yep. I'll see you there.
All right, brother. Thank you for hopping on, Jake.
All right, man. Take care. Thank you.
Someone asked me, am I going to an Oakdale basketball game? Yes, I go to an Oakdale basketball game. I've never been to one.